Come on. Ah, there it is. Okay. How you doing, my guy?
Pretty good. Just writing a paper.
Really?
Yes, I am writing a paper for my class. It's no big deal. I got plenty of time till it's due, so I ain't that worried.
Yeah. Oh, school. Fuck school. I don't like it.
It's a pain in the ass, man. It's a pain in the ass. Where are you from, by the way? Like, what time zone are you in?
I am in Gatorland.
I'm sorry, what?
That's Florida.
Ah, okay. Okay, Gatorland, that's what you said. I was like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought
no.
you said something else, and I was like, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in California, so I'm in PST, Pacific Standard Time.
Damn.
So, yeah, I live in the past, and it's really funny when people tell me, oh yeah, I'm like 9 hours ahead of you. I'm like, no, really? Oh, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, I looked at my time and I looked at yours and I'm like, god damn, where is he? So, being in California kind of makes sense.
Yeah, man. So what's going on? How's it going with the reboot server? I haven't been paying attention much lately, but it looks like there's been some drama and some other stuff.
Dude, seriously? Fuck me. Dude, okay, so for context, this essentially dated back to, basically, this whole drama comes down to just two people, just not getting along, essentially. Well, it's not like not getting along, but two friends that had went through their issue, and, people who obviously know this or are in the server kind of know who those two are. One friend, I don't know if I should say a he or a she because he said he, but then her friend said she. So I'm very confused. I'm just going to call it they just to be safe. Got to be safe out here in the current culture or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but so they decided while they were friends, they got into a little bit of a tiffy. And I was trying to resolve this in DMs. Between they and her, trying to like solve this. She didn't respond, but they did. We kind of got into a kind of passionate talk about like what they should do, and then they kind of came together, and then they joined the server again, and then I was like, okay, well at least it's all solved now. And then I look on the server, I take my eyes off of it for like 2 seconds. And then all of a sudden I see these like massive dumps about how troubled their friendship is or something like that, going back and forth. And I was like, oh god, oh no. And then I was like, well, at least it can't get any worse. So Rage decided to come here and at everybody and say, hey guys, we should be positive and all that. And I'm like, Rage, what the fuck? God.
Yeah, he added everyone like, what, 3 times? I don't even know. I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Why did he add everyone? Like, well, that, if anything, I get his message, his positive, but it's like, bro, you just made the situation worse by adding everyone, and now everyone's exposed to this, and so now everyone has to watch it and be like, yo, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? And start reading through it to understand what happened.
Yeah, that's why as soon as I saw that, I tried to delete the messages that they and she sent to each other on the server, because I was like, okay, this is getting out of control. And then it led to the point where obviously Blue Devil ended up coming in. He probably read through it and he was like, fuck it, this is it. This is the last straw. And he was like, guys, I'm done with this. I left. I'm going to leave. So that led to Blue Devil leaving the server, which I fucking hate, because Blue Devil has been like one of the #1 supporters of the server pretty much since it was like invented at this point.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
It really hurts that he's gone. Especially since he also talked quite a bit. He wasn't just a big guy in the server, he was also a big guy that actually cared, you know. But
yeah,
I think it's just a lot of fatigue with a lot of other players as well. So I've also noticed that Blossom left as well. He joined the server for a little bit to say, hey, what happened to Blue Devil? And then they said, yeah, he left. And Blossom was like, okay, bye, boom. and he just kind of left. So I don't know what that was about, but apparently
What?
Blossom left too. So I don't know.
Blossom does that. Blossom does that in every DMC server. He leaves and comes back. Every time I look in the welcome tab, the OCW, it's always Blossom has arrived. Blossom, if you're watching this, dude, like, you're always joining and leaving. It makes me laugh. So,
Yeah, it's funny. I just don't get it. But yeah.
yeah, he does that all the time. So I'm like, I'm never surprised when he does that. But yeah, I was pretty bummed when Blue Devil left. He was showing me Reboot Dante here and there. I've been busy lately, so we haven't been able to do a Discord call on a weekend or anything. Usually he would show me on the weekends and stuff. But yeah, I have not worked on Reboot Dante at all, hardly. So, ooh. It was kind of a side character for me, because obviously for SE, Vergil is my priority, but the Reboot Dante was like, I don't know, something different. Wanted to try something a little bit different, plus have like a pocket character, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of the same way. For me, it's reversed with Vergil, where I kind of play him periodically, but I'm not exactly strong with him or even know how to play him that well. I like see all these good Vergil players, and I'm just like, big sad.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Reboot Vergil. I don't know. I haven't exactly given him a shot either, though. So I can't exactly, say any criticism. I don't know. I just watch it and I go, I don't really want to play it, But I like his doppelganger tech. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, his doppelganger tech is insane. Like Blue Devil was talking like a week ago or something when like the whole trailer dropped, and he definitely said without a doubt a guarantee that the doppelganger system wasn't going to be nearly as in depth as the reboot Vergil, which actually makes
probably won't. It probably won't. Like, I won't even deny that. It's probably not. I mean, pretty sure the doppelganger for the reboot was developed by a different team as well. So you can't expect much.
It's weird, man.
But,
it's fucking weird.
But don't underestimate it either. Like, we could be totally surprised. We don't know a single damn thing. So.
Well, there's definitely something that Darkstar has said that's kind of made a lot of sense to me as of late, or Dino Crusher as he goes on Twitter, that he said that this project from the start has been rushed. Which I believe. I think this is kind of a last-second scramble, especially during the pandemic, that they didn't get the full time to work on it, even though they had more than a year. But,
yeah. Well, we'll see. The main priority for me, as far as this new Vergil goes, is hoping that Matt Walker's tweet was genuinely a typo. Number one. Well, not a typo, I should say.
Wait, which tweet are you talking about, just to be clear?
The one where he talks about Vergil having weapons, plural. I hope it's not a typo. I hope he actually meant weapons. But there was also something else I read. I think it was DMC info account, something like that. And they were saying how Itsuno has said he's got weapons that they haven't shown yet and mechanics that they haven't shown yet. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird. But this is fairly new info, so it can't exactly be...
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air. At least we know that it's dropping in December. That's a positive, I guess.
Yeah, I really want to showcase, though. I mean, if you technically think about it, it's releasing in, like, a couple weeks. Not even that. It's coming really soon, and I hope we get some kind of showcase by then. They have to show something. Some kind of trailer or whatever that showcases everything.
But what if they don't? Wait, okay. To be fair, though, let me play both sides here, because one of my frustrations with how the DMC5 was marketed was that everything was shown off. Like, nearly all the breakers were shown off. Nearly all the Dante weapons were shown off. Yeah. And it came very frustrating, because when the release date came, we were like, oh, there's got to be more weapons, right? And then we just played it, and we found out, no, that's not the case, and that was very frustrating. So I don't necessarily mind them. I don't necessarily mind them not showing off like a lot of the stuff. I rather they hold it and wait for us to get our hands on the game. You know.
I'd agree with that. I didn't even know that was a side, to be honest. Hold on a minute. Okay, anyway, I didn't even know there was a side of that, to be honest. People saying, like, oh, they showcase too much. I didn't even know people were like that in the DMC community, but I came pretty late, so...
Actually, this is not something new that I invented. This is actually came from... I got this from Vash, actually. Vash TSB, do you know who that is?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not exactly... No, I don't exactly know who that is.
Okay, so he was one of these streamers that played a lot of DMC4, especially back in the day. Even during the period of time where DMC5 was announced, he got a huge burst. And essentially, his number one concern with the game, or DMC5 as a game, was that he was worried that Dante wasn't going to get enough weapons, and the same to be said for Nero. So, yeah, that kind of comes from Bash. I don't necessarily, it's not something new that I created. This is a problem. And I think this isn't necessarily a problem that's necessarily uncommon, especially if you look back at the marketing overall and how it is versus how the actual game came to be. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. What the hell? I just ordered a new mouse online, so I'm getting tons of notifications about it.
Hell yeah, a new mouse. I got my mouse glows all kinds of colors. It's so pretty.
Yeah, mine's it's basically just some POS I got with my PC, and I was just like, whatever. But this new one I'm getting is mainly for Doom Eternal. So that way I'm not having to reach so much over and press the number keys to switch weapons and do weapon combos.
Oh damn, how is Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal's great. I love the base game. A lot of it is kind of a Doom, like a big fat Doom 2 reference. The way, power-ups show up and stuff, and, the weapons that appear, the look of the weapons. Like the pulse rifle is literally the pulse rifle from Doom 2. I haven't played any of the classic Dooms, but I've just, watched them. And so a lot of it is a Doom 2 reference. It's a great game though. I love the mechanics of it. The movement system is really, really neat. You can do some pretty neat, almost like quote unquote inertia,
Yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say that somebody, I saw a tweet by somebody who's like, well, how come Doom Eternal has more inertia than DMC5? And I was like, damn, got me there.
Yeah, you can use the meat hook for all sorts of movement and such and great setups. I completed the base game on Nightmare, and I'm working on the DLC right now. That DLC is absolutely kicking my ass, though. It's harder than the base game by tenfold, if I'm being quite honest. There's new enemy types that are just really fucking annoying, if I'm being honest. It's meant to be a challenge. They're just really fucking annoying. Like, there's these new enemies called spirits, and what they do is they possess an enemy and they make it much stronger in terms of health and a lot faster. So it's more aggressive. And so after you kill that enemy, you have to take the pulse rifle's microwave beam, which is a mod that you put on the weapon, and you have to use that to eliminate the spirit. And the spirit explodes and it kills everything around it, pretty much, all like the light enemies and such. But it's annoying that I have to use this mod to kill one enemy, otherwise it's going to possess another. And it's really, really annoying when you've got, like, say, another Baron or another Hell Knight or a Dreadnought, some other aggressive enemy that's going to do a lot of damage to you. So just stuff like that. And then there's these new ones called, like, I think they're called Maker Demons or something like that. They're like the Maker drones from the base game, but they've got wings on them and they attack a little bit differently. What they do is they have a shield, so you have to wait for this kind of sound cue to play. It's the same sound cue that plays when a marauder is about to attack you. And so what they do is they fly up in the air and their shield goes down and you have to shoot them in the head. It's a one-shot kill and it gives you a bunch of ammo, but it's still annoying to have to wait for that. And the fact that they can land some damage on you before you can do that is pretty annoying. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, I think the DLC is fantastic. The first boss, though, I haven't played the second boss yet. I'm still working on it. I'm on the last mission right now. But the first boss of it is pretty boring. It's just a bunch of boxes, and they like open up, and there's like eyes in the middle. And what you do is you shoot the eyes, and then they go back into box form, and then you have to punch the boxes into like the center of the arena, which is it's kind of a letdown of a boss. The only thing that I found annoying was the enemies, the ads, if you will, that were just surrounding it.
Boxes, hell yeah, that sounds like the ultimate enemy type.
Yeah, I don't know. Doom hasn't exactly had the best boss design, if you ask me. But,
How bad and good is it, like on a range or a scale?
It's average. Eternal's kind of average. 16 is, I don't know. I like the Cyber Demon boss in 16. I thought that boss was really, really cool. It required some skills, had some really interesting attack patterns and such, like the quote-unquote, I call it the jump rope pattern, but basically he has like these electric sort of beams that come towards you, and it's kind of like jump rope. You got to jump over it, or you got to crouch underneath one that's coming at your head, that sort of thing. It's pretty neat. Spider Mastermind is kind of a pushover, which is the final boss. All you do is just use the BFG, and it stuns it, and then you just go to town on damage with the super shotgun. Like, the super shotgun in 16 is broken. That's kind of what makes the bosses lackluster in that game, in my opinion. Whereas Eternal's better, in my opinion, in terms of boss design, because it forces you to use other weapons. So that's kind of good. The Gladiator is... it's okay. I like the first phase. The second phase is kind of BS, though.
What, does it like start spamming shit at you, or?
Yeah, it gets really aggressive. It's not as creative. It's pretty predictable in the second phase, so you're just kind of like, oh, whatever. Whereas like in the first phase, I find it more difficult because it's got its shield up and it just spins the shield around the whole time. So you have to like think before you attack. And then what else is there? I don't know. The Conmaker boss fight is pretty forgettable, in my opinion. I find it kind of forgettable. She has like a shield, and you have to take down the shield. Then you meat hook it with the super shotgun, and then you do a glory kill animation, and that's pretty much the boss fight. It's pretty forgettable.
Glory kills are one of the highlights of the Doom games. I only played the Doom 2016, but that's about all my knowledge on the Doom series. And I played it once. What?
Yeah, Doom 16 is cool. I liked it. It's more serious of a game than Eternal is. So, like, the vibe is totally different in Doom 16. It's kind of got that serious vibe. Doom 3 had this kind of horror sort of style to it. It kind of brings a little bit of that back as well. The game's lighting overall is kind of darker, so it's kind of more of a scarier quote-unquote aspect. Whereas like in Eternal, it's more of this arcade, bright lights and flashy attack animations by enemies and flashy effects from said attacks, or your weapons have flashy skins. The power-ups are all bright and colorful. It's a little bit different. It's more of an arcade style arena shooter, like Doom 2 was. So it's a different game for sure in Eternal. But Eternal was harder. I think Eternal is much harder than Doom 16. So
yeah, I heard that it can get pretty tough sometimes, so
yeah, even though you have that extra set of movement with the dashing and the double jump and stuff, it's still much harder because enemies are just as fast, if not some of them are even faster than you are, especially if they're possessed. In fact, my least favorite enemy is probably, it used to be Doom Hunters. I hate Doom Hunters because you have to destroy the sled first and then they lose their shield, then you can kill them, but they started getting easier. once they started figuring out, hey, you don't have to use the pulse rifle on their shield to get rid of it and then destroy the sled. You can just blood punch it, or you can use the mobile turret mod, which is where the minigun splits into 3 turrets, 3 barrels instead of just 1. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you could just use that, and that Doom Hunter is going to be gone, nothing flat. I don't like Barons, possessed Barons in particular. Possessed Barons are terrible. they're gonna give me PTSD. I know that much. So that's gonna be great. And then Whiplashes. Whiplashes are terrible. They're these long snake-like enemies. Their hitboxes are very awkward because they're such like a long and thin enemy. And they're really, really fast too. And if you're not careful, they can do lots of damage to you if you're not careful. And then in the DLC, they did a little different because in the base game, everybody was just locking onto them with rocket launcher, and it was just one lock on and just boom, they're dead. In the DLC, they can turn invisible. So
what?
Yeah.
Wait,
so
why?
So there's there's pinkies. I don't know if you've ever heard of those. Those are pretty easy. And then there's the specters, which are like the invisible versions of pinkies. It's the same concept. So there's regular whiplashes, and then there's the invisible whiplashes. When they're invisible, you can't lock onto them with rocket launcher, so you have to come up with different ways to kill them. And there is a easier way. Just freeze them with the freeze grenade, and with your ice grenade, and then boom, you can just combo it, or you can shoot it with a rocket launcher. That's pretty much it. So it's not like they're that hard, but they're a fast enemy. That's what makes them hard. And they have very awkward hitboxes, and they're skinny, and they wind around like a snake, so you can't exactly just keep focusing in one spot where you're shooting. It's great.
What other games have you been playing out of curiosity?
I started playing Bayonetta, so that was pretty cool. I played some Bayonetta. The combat's pretty fun. I like the combat. It's obviously pretty much simpler than DMC, but that doesn't mean it's not fun. The dodge offset, I really like the dodge offset. I've been
I saw a video in the Discord about it.
Yeah.
What was it called? Dodge offset, and there's like this 1 to 2 hour video or something about Bayonetta's mechanics. So
something like that. I haven't watched it because it's 2 hours, but it would be pretty nice to see that. Honestly, just that way, because right now, in my eyes, Bayonetta is nothing but dodge offsets and how you. I know there's like a form of jump canceling, but it's a bit different. It's not like DMC jump canceling, where you use it to extend an air rave, but Bayonetta's form of jump canceling, I think, is a little bit different. But it would be nice to know some of that tech, because I honestly would like to make some Bayonetta combos too. It looks entertaining. I'm having a blast with the game, so it's pretty fun. I've also been playing. I went through the Dark Souls series. I went through Dark Souls 3 a while back, but me and a friend named Demetroid went through Dark Souls Remastered, and honestly, I would say that one takes the cake for my favorite Dark Souls game. But my favorite Soulsborne game is definitely Bloodborne. So Bloodborne is always going to be my favorite, probably. I also got into Under Night and Birth, the latest version, which is Unicler. I've been having fun with that. I started learning Seth. He's a pretty complex character. He's a glass cannon. So he has the lowest HP in the game. I think it's like 950 is his HP, somewhere around there. But he is also one of the fastest characters, and he deals a shit ton of damage. So that's kind of his trade-off. He's pretty complex of a character because his kit kind of relies on cross-ups and mix-ups and different various types of setups instead of, say a rushdown character like a character that's purely rushdown like Wagner, or a trap character like Byakuya. I did play Wagner for a little bit because she's a rushdown character, and that can be pretty much simpler to get into, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its complexity. Under Night and Birth overall, to me, is just a very complex fighting system. It's not exactly a beginner-friendly fighting game, so I mean, I chose to start off on that for some reason, probably because of the aesthetic appeal of it. But yeah, I'm having fun with it nonetheless. So, and I've learned a lot of it. I also just got Ghost Runner. Ghost Runner is a fucking blast. For those of you that haven't picked up Ghost Runner, it's $30, and I think Steam is doing a sale on it, so it's like $23.99. It's like 20%. It's a lot of fun. Everything. Just think Genji, if he constantly had his Dragon Blade and a bunch of like Mirror's Edge parkour. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, damn! That sounds awesome. Now you make me want to get that game because
Yeah.
I played Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It kind of looks like Mirror's Edge. I haven't played Mirror's Edge, but just from the look of it and the way it is, just think Genji with Mirror's Edge. It's pretty neat. If you don't know who Genji is, you must be living under a rock because it's Genji from Overwatch. But yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about Genji from one of the mythical Greek gods. No.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I haven't completed it yet, but that's just because I literally got it yesterday. It's about 6 to 8 hours long. So there's a couple things on it that are kind of questionable. Like sometimes the parkour in certain areas, like if you want to hop onto like a wall to wall run, sometimes it'll like mess up and it'll be like, oh, you didn't touch that wall because you weren't close enough, even though it seemed like you were. So you have to be pretty precise, but I mean, that's really my only criticism with it. So far, I'd give it like a 8 or 9 out of 10.
Oh,
It's pretty
nice.
fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So I haven't exactly completed it either, so that's not my final final review score. But yeah, it's fun. And then I've also been playing like custom zombies and stuff on Black Ops 3 because I love custom zombie maps. They're so much fun. Yeah, I love zombies overall. I really like going for high rounds and such, especially.
So how are you, like, mentally? I just want to know out of curiosity.
Mentally, I'm good. I am completely, just hanging in there, just getting through school. Honestly, online school is kind of a burden now. At first, when the pandemic started, I was like, oh yeah, online school, it's going to be great. I'm going to get my stuff done except from the comfort of my home. Now I'm like, dude, I actually want to go back to school and have like social interaction. I miss that a lot. I actually miss reading a book and studying instead of reading a screen and studying.
Aw, come on. You miss reading a book? That's silly. Come on. Nobody likes books. Come on.
Right? Right? I never thought in my life I would say that, but I am right now. Especially as a nursing major where I have to read about the body and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
what-
I can see that being a problem where you need to, where you rather read on a piece of paper rather than just a screen. Because looking at a screen can be so exhausting.
Yeah, there's ebooks, there's ebooks and such, but when you're looking at the human body, you want to be able to label stuff. You want to be able to memorize stuff. You want to study with flashcards and whatnot. And right now, to be honest with you, man, I am simply not doing that. I am simply reading PowerPoints, and that's all I'm remembering for tests because that's all that is required. Yeah, I can make flashcards and all this fancy shit outside of a screen, but it's like, what's the point if it's not going to benefit me at all for a test?
Do you think you have to do more projects because of the online school or less?
No. I would say, well, with my philosophy class, yeah. But with science classes, no. It's about the same. So our project, we only get one project per year or semester, I should say. And it's literally just a research paper on research something that has to do with physiology is basically what they tell you. They just throw that in your face and you're like, okay, cool. So in a nutshell, pick a disease and write about it and talk about it is basically what they are having you do. For mine...
Wait, let me guess. They don't let you choose the coronavirus.
You could choose the coronavirus, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Okay, never mind. That's a class for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they don't censor us like that. That would just be ridiculous. But the thing is, it's like everybody's probably going to choose coronavirus. The information on it is everywhere now, you know? So I usually go with something that people don't usually think of. Like one time I wrote about syphilis, so that was great. um, and then this time I'm going to be writing about necrotizing fasciitis, which you probably don't know what that is, but
Oh no, but I'll just nod my head and pretend that it's like I know what that is. That way it can appear smart.
necrotizing fasciitis is like it's a very rare, but it's a very severe infection. Um, Basically, it affects your soft tissues of your cephalic extremity, and what happens is basically there's this flesh-eating bacteria eating the inside of your soft tissue. So
Ew.
yeah, it's pretty bad. My dad had it. He had it on his foot when I was young, like a baby, and he had to constantly be hooked up to this machine that would pump fluids through the wound. He basically, in summary, had a big fat hole in his foot. So
Oh my
there you,
god.
yeah. So there you go. That's what it does, and it can come from all sorts of things. Like my dad's, it came from a spider. So yeah, you just gotta. It's pretty rare though. It's super rare. The chances of you getting it are extremely slim, but it's very painful.
Yeah. Damn.
So
Teaching me
yeah,
all kinds of like diseases and shit. Like I'm getting big brain now.
I'm not even in microbiology yet, which is all about diseases and disorders and whatnot. So I'll be in microbiology soon, which will be next semester. I can't wait because I'll actually get to learn about diseases and shit. But yeah.
Man. Yeah, man, you're studying things that you actually really like. I'm studying things as well that I kind of like. I'm not quite at your level yet in terms of like the amount of freedom that you have. Because I believe you're in college, right? This is what I can
Yeah.
assume.
I
Okay.
am.
Okay. So I heard that college gives you more freedom than high school. I'm still in high school, but
It does.
yeah. But right now I'm in a film high school, which is really nice. I still have
Oh
like
yeah, that's
chemistry.
different.
Yeah, I have like chemistry and algebra, but I get to do like film business, financial literacy, and
Yeah.
DVP and animation. You know, all
There
really
you go.
classes, all these classes that I've kind of excelled in, and I'm doing really well. But you know,
That's awesome.
I just
Yeah, the college does give you more freedom in the sense that you're not going to school for 6 to 8 hours a day. Instead, you are doing your schoolwork outside of it, which is what's going to take up majority of your time. That's what makes college so hard, is all the excessive homework and projects you get. Um, but the classes themselves only go for usually about an hour, or some can go for 3 hours. It just depends. If it's once a week, expect it to go 3 hours. Like, that's just how it goes. But other than that, if it's like 2 or 3 days a week, expect it to be only an hour. And then outside of it, it's up to you to get your schoolwork done. And that's really all it is.
damn. So
So
there's like a sense of independence, though.
yeah, because what they're doing is they're treating you as an adult and just saying, hey, this is what you have to do. Go get it done, basically. So college is almost like a light form of a job in a sense. So it's a little bit different though, because, there's no fear of this guy is going to pass me up at my position or whatever. Instead, it's just, all about what grades you get, and that's what determines, where you'll be in the future.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. American education is pretty average, to be honest, in terms of college. They make you take a lot of unnecessary classes and such in your general ed. It's like, why do I have to take art when I'm a nursing major?
Yeah, I don't look, dude. I've been trying to figure this out for years now, and I still don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Why make me a person that like rather do like film or some form of animation? You know, why me? Force me to take chemistry, English, maybe, and Algebra 2. When are these going to be important in my life if I'm going to pursue a type of field that doesn't need any of those things? It's very strange to me why we have these systems in the first place. I get it. It's better than most third world countries where they just like, oh, you work now, you slave to cattle, you know. It's better than that, but it's not very good though.
Holy shit. Yo, the DMC account just tweeted some Vergil gameplay. It's just the gameplay they showcased at TGS though. That figures.
Yeah, I went to look at it and I'm just like, oh yeah, it's what they already shown off. Oh well. Yeah, I saw that you retweeted it. Yeah.
I have to say though, I'm really excited for that move where he like slices across and then they all come toward him. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that move looks really cool.
Other than that, it just looks like typical, you know, gameplay that they've shown before.
Yeah, it doesn't look all that different.
Yamato combo C, you know, I don't know. I need to see more. I need to see more. And I hope we get more soon. If not, then I will hit up somebody that has gotten Special Edition and is like, I'm not going to spoil it, but I will literally ask them, hey, spoil it for me because I want to know what I'm getting before I re-download this game, you know?
Yeah. Well, we have to wait for the DLC until, like, December.
I know, that's so annoying. And I'm not about to go watch a John Fleer or JoJo Wi-Fi video. I can't stand those people.
Oh, but don't you love John Flair and JoJo Wi-Fi? They're the best. Remember that time where JoJo Wi-Fi said to blame the modders, and then as, like, his defense say it was a joke? Oh, boy.
Yeah, you also remember that time when he also clickbaited and said this is a complete moveset with Vergil and Yamato, and it was just the modded Vergil moveset, which by the way is incomplete as fuck. Like,
yeah.
I can't stand that motherfucker. I'm like, dude, you're a Vergil fanboy, and that just disgusts me as it is because, like, I'm a Vergil player with many others in this community, and it's like, why does he have to be a fan of that character? It just pisses me off. That's all. I think he's annoying as fuck.
JoJo, like, I like, at one point, you know, I get it, in terms of, like, you gotta make that YouTube grind, man. And from, like, a standpoint, like, he was one of the few people that actually defended my Resort video a long time ago. And so I kind of have this, like, I feel like a little bit in debt to him, but that doesn't excuse all the stuff that he does, especially when he tries to make a video saying, guys, it's not clickbait, guys, I swear.
Yeah, he always is like, I have very trustable sources within Capcom. And I'm like, no, you don't, dude.
No, I don't think he does either. I think he's just doing most of this stuff on a whim. I doubt he's like...
Just because some fucking idiot from some no-name article, okay, says something about the game doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's refutable, you know, reputable at all. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's the... Speaking of which, did you see that article of the one about DMC6?
Oh, God. Show it to me. Show it to me now.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find that tweet.
It's DMC6. If they, yeah, obviously, do I want a DMC6? Yeah, sure, I would like it in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I don't want it right fucking now. You know, people are like, let's get it now, let's get it now. And it's like, you guys need to chill the fuck out, okay? We just got 5SE. Not that that's a big deal because it's literally just Vergil and an extra mode in Turbo with ray tracing. It's, in my opinion, 5SE is the worst in terms of content. Unless there's something they're not telling us, which I really don't think that... I don't think that we're missing anything, if I'm being honest. There's already too much shown in terms of like the box art and stuff that just says, this is all you're getting. Someone told me a theory, though. They're like, I don't think Special Edition is going to be the last. And I'm like, really? And they were like, yeah, I think down the road, because of pandemic issues and stuff, they're going to add in the Ladies Night DLC and make the other two characters playable. And I was like, I don't know about that, dude. I don't know. That seems pretty far-fetched to me.
Yeah, I was talking with Sheeb as of recent, and I know that there are some people that play Lady and Trish, but I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, because Trish and Lady being in the game or them not being in the game, point being, I don't really care because nobody plays as them. Okay.
Yeah, nobody plays as those characters. I literally made one lady combo and I accidentally deleted it. I wish I had posted it. In my opinion, it was pretty good, but for my first one anyway. But Trish, I didn't even bother to try. She's entirely focused on round trips. It seems like every time I watch one of her combos, and so I'm just like, you seem really boring to play as. Lady and Pinnacle of Combat, though, I don't know if you've seen that gameplay, but it looks pretty fun. I would actually give Lady a shot in that game.
Oh, you mean the mobile game, right?
Yeah, it's obviously not even close to being out yet, and I don't think we've heard anything else on it since the beta or whatever, but
Yeah,
honestly...
I saw Arcade doing combos of it, and I was like, damn, that looks pretty sick.
Yeah, the lady in that game looks really good because it actually uses some melee and some of her acrobatics type shit, whereas in the DMC4, it's all just, it kind of feels like just a bunch of gunslinger, really, with no acrobatics or melee or anything at all.
Yeah, that's what I said about Lady and Trish that I've said from the beginning, is that Lady is just, is it Lady? God, why do I... No, yeah, it is Lady. Sorry, I get confused sometimes because I don't care about either of them. Okay. But Lady is knockoff gunslinger, essentially. It's not even as good. It's not even like expanding upon the already set ideas. It's just gunslinger again, but not as good. Then you have Trish, which is just more powerful and overdone Vergil, but not good in terms of tech at all. It's just more overpowered. So, I don't know. I really don't like those two characters. Like I said, if they're not in the special edition, I could care less. As long as they do what I want them to be doing, which is to focus more on Dante and Nero and Vergil. If they just focus on those three and continue building upon those three, they could do really well. But that's a shame. I'll never see that.
It would be nice if they added more Devil Breakers and more weapons to Dante. No Devil Breakers for Nero, obviously, and more weapons to Dante. It would be pretty nice to see them add just a little bit more for those characters, show them some love. People have been playing the same character for a little over a year and a half or whatever, and I don't know, it just seems like there needs to be a little bit more with the characters, especially Nero. I think he could use a couple more Devil Breakers, and that would be really neat.
He needs a whole change to his breaker system in general, really.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like the whole you self-destruct and you lose it. That's stupid. That's why I like the modded Devil Breaker system, although it would be nice if there was instant change versus,
yeah, the weird...
break it and then get a new one animation. It would be nice if you could just, like the quadruple S for Dante, if you could just switch it instantly, it would be super neat. And I think Nero's gameplay could be expanded on beautifully if you could get that instant switch. There's some really crazy Nero players out there that can do some really crazy shit. Blossom, for example, is one of my best friends in the community. He's fucking nuts. And it would be even better if you could just instantly switch between breakers. I can only imagine what he would do with that type of shit. That would be nuts.
Yeah, my personal opinion would be a 3-breaker on the fly switch, or you expand upon each breaker, making them be able to do multiple moves. That way you're truly getting the full potential out of each one.
That would also be really cool. I would like to see multiple moves as well integrated to these breakers. Just expand it upon a little bit. That way you're not just relying on their standard, function and, their standard melee or whatever it is if they're a ranged breaker, and their charge-ups. The ground charge-up and the air charge-up aren't they all different? Like with the, if you're standing on the ground versus you're in the air, don't they function differently?
Some of them are different. Some of them are like... Okay, like Gerbera, for instance. Gerbera, that one, if you're in the air and use it, it'll use a completely different move than when you're on the ground.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for like a weapon like Helter Skelter or something like that, it works the same on the ground or off the ground. So,
Yeah, it'd be pretty nice to see them expanded upon a little bit. For Dante, personally, I would like to see some legacy weapons come back. I would like to see Agni and Rudra come back. That's actually one of my top weapons I would like to see come back. I really like them in DMC3.
yeah.
Granted, I played DMC3 for a super short amount of time because it was limited on console. And then I got into Vergil, but Agni and Rudra would be super neat to see come back. I really like them. And Nevin, I think Navan would be really, really cool.
Yeah, Nevada, yeah.
To come back and have like a bigger, more expanded move set a little bit. I think that could be a really neat weapon. I also would like to see a scythe of some kind in DMC. You know, we got Osiris in the reboot, and that's probably my favorite weapon in the reboot, aside from Aquila. But if we got some kind of scythe in regular DMC, I think that could be super neat. Nevin is technically a scythe, but she functions more as a guitar. So it's like, it's not really a scythe, you know?
Yeah, well, my idea from that point would just be, why not just put the two together, you know? Orisa and Nevada, just put like the best of those two strengths into one. You can have one button that's focused on that, you know, ranged guitar power, while the other button focuses on the scythe stuff like prop up and all the others, and holding it down to do that cool spin around move up into the air, you know.
I like that move a lot. That move is pretty cool. Even a weapon like Aquila in the regular DMC would
Dude,
be really, really
I
nice.
wish, because then I wouldn't have to use the stupid Faust hat. I hate using the Faust hat, dude, because it takes up red orbs, and I really like to save up my orbs, and the only way I can really play Dante at his fullest is with Faust hat, but I'd rather just have Aquila where I can just zook zook, bring them together, boom, like...
Yeah, buy-in is such a great move. I love that move. I love that move. And a lot of the moves in the reboot I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, a lot of them, a lot of the reboot wise has a lot of like interesting ideas in terms of how to set up in combos. Like I think it's really like the combination of Ninja Theory's creativity and like Insuno's execution upon like the ideas that makes the reboot have a lot of like cool ideas that I think will last for like a very long time.
Well, I like how each weapon has its own version of like a stinger. You know, like the Osiris has its own version of a stinger, and I like how when the enemy's above you and you use it, Dante goes around in like this circle, like loop underneath the enemy, and then you can catch it. I love that. That's so sick. I like how even Arbiter's like, quote, it's not really a stinger, but it's a projectile, and it's pretty neat. I think it's super cool. And then Erix, honestly, Erix is probably my least favorite weapon.
Nobody likes it. Nobody, like, I have searched far and wide across this server and many other places to find if somebody out there likes Erix. But let me tell you, it's not a single person out there.
I'll give Erix this, though. I like the move where you're in the air and you can punch the enemy on the ground and it bounces up back toward you and you can catch it. I will give it that. I love that move. It's great. But other than that, Erix is...
yeah, Erix is not that good. It's just kind of, yeah.
It lacks a lot. It's just, you know, punching. Focused entirely on punching. There's no dive kick. There's nothing crazy like that. It's just...
yeah, I wish there was a dive punch for that move. That would kind of really help the reboot with that diagonal direction kind of idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot of setups that I can really think of to even use it, aside from maybe the charge up uppercut and the downward punch that bounces the enemy on the ground and then back up to you. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to use it on.
Yeah, that's the problem. Other than that, I do like the move where I can the punch stinger essentially, mostly because I can just move back and then jump out of that animation and cancel it, like using it as Nero and Dante as well, so that's kind of like a cool continuation of that. But other than that, it's just really lacking. I would say Balrog is better, but I don't know. I don't know. Balrog has its issues as well.
My issue with Balrog is having to switch between a kick mode and a punch mode. If there is a mod where you can, if you press the same button of whatever style you're on, it switches it, which is really convenient. But, you know, any person that's on console or isn't going to use that mod is going to have a rough time switching between the two modes. That's why I wish they were both just together. And that would have been a really nice thing for 5SE, you know, to just have them together, or, you know, change the way you switch between the two different modes. That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, one of the things that I thought DMC5 would improve upon, you know, when it was coming out is, like, multiple versions of one weapon. Like, for Rebellion, Sparta, and Dante Sword, if you want to use, like, different types of versions of that one weapon, the choice is up to you, even though Dante Sword is objectively better in, like, every single way. But the point is that it gives you choice, and I would like that choice for, the Cavalier, which kind of did that, but it only took one move away, so I don't understand the point of that. And maybe like another version of Balrog, or like that way there's one from DMC4 or one from DMC3, or even the reboot, even though I don't think it's that good, but you know.
Speaking of punch weapons, I like how in the soundtrack there's a Beowulf theme, and I am speculating that still. I'm still questioning what it is. I'm not trying to get my hopes up and be like, yo, Beowulf fight confirmed for Vergil. It's over, baby. You know, like, no. I'm trying not to get like that. I'm trying to stay quiet and just be like, yo, I hope there's a Beowulf fight. That'd be pretty neat. I like Beowulf on Vergil. It would be really amazing, especially if it's like a King Beowulf, like that guy did in the art. That would be so sick.
Yeah, that'd be very, like, it's very strange, like how certain characters play around with like other bosses, because I was experimenting around the other day, just kind of messing around with bosses to get gameplay for the Night and Sea video, and I started like messing around with Nero, playing against what was his name, the Knight character. What's his exact name? Is it Cavalier?
You mean like the full-on boss or just the basic enemy?
The boss.
Yeah, Cavalier Angelo, yeah.
Okay, Cavalier Angelo, okay. I was playing him with Nero, and oh my god, he's so cool with Nero. Not only is he a good fight with Dante, but against Nero, there's like a lot of creative ways you can use Nero's moves. Especially that air taunt. Air taunts can be super helpful for mid dodging of like certain attacks that he does. But him against like Cerberus, Nero against Cerberus, it's not that good at all. The fight drags out way too long. Like if you want to use one of your breakers, it doesn't even do that much damage. I don't know if he was more built for Dante and that's why it doesn't work, but on the flip side, Dante with the first boss, what's his face? The guy that's a fart in the wind. Shoot.
Goliath.
Yeah, Goliath. Goliath with Dante is actually really good because you can start using the Royal Guard more. You can like use that cool trickster move where he like folds in and goes backwards, and you can kind of pseudo guard fly with that move and dodge a lot of creative ways out of those attacks. It's a bit hard sometimes with Dante, but it's really cool. But the one that doesn't work with Dante is that weird aerial thing in the air. What is it?
Oh, that's Artemis.
Artemis, yeah. Dante against Artemis is not good. He cannot do as much damage, and like with Nero, all you have to do to get rid of those a little bit annoying things is just to swap over them, use one gun move, and then get back to the boss. With Dante, it's a little bit more frustrating with that. It sometimes can take multiple hits just to get him away, and if you trickster teleport to it, you're basically boned because it puts you in a bad position, but that's just some of the interesting stuff. I don't know how they are playing with V, though.
Yeah, it's Cerberus, the King Cerberus in 5 is way too tanky in my opinion. He's got so much health, dude. It's almost a bit ridiculous how much health he has, and I get he's supposed to be like a very strong and tanky boss, but I think they overdid it with that.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing too because the Urizen fight, the last one, is also a takey fight while also, having a lot of creative movesets. He's got more to him than he can just take more hits. He's well built in terms of how cool you can dodge. He gets super aggressive as soon as his health goes down. There's like a lot of interesting stuff other than, oh, tank now, he fight. He have lots of health, and that's the boss until he's dead. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember much from that Cerberus fight. You know, it's kind of just I don't know. It's not a very memorable boss fight in my opinion, at least. I like the final fight of Urizen. Pretty sure I enjoyed Goliath more than Cerberus, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, Goliath I think is better.
Yeah, and then Artemis is totally meant for Nero, but even as Dante, I thought she wasn't that bad. I like how fast she gets when she starts doing her I'm a jet and I go zoom right into your face,
Yeah.
Vergil is Vergil, it felt like DMC3 Vergil all over again. He walks around, he blocks all your gunfire. You can't just go straight in and attack him on a whim. You have to wait patiently for him to attack or find an opening of some kind.
Yeah, Vergil, though, I think we can both agree, and I think a lot of people can agree with this as well, is that he isn't nearly as hard as DMC3 Vergil. Like, I remember playing DMC3 and DMC3 Vergil specifically, and getting so angry that I threw my controller across the room because I was like, fuck this game, fuck Vergil, I'm done! And then I came back 2 days later and I beat it, and it was great.
Yeah, your first playthrough, especially when you fight Vergil on Mission 7, is a pretty rude awakening for people. Simply because you're so limited as to what you can do. You've only got 2 weapons. You don't have air hike. I guarantee you probably won't have air hike for most people because they won't think to buy that move. He's a pretty rude awakening for a first boss. One of the first bosses anyway. And then the second fight isn't bad. I enjoyed the second fight a lot. I like how his Beowulf moveset is in the game. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I do have to ask you one question while we're on the topic of Vergil, specifically DMC5. Okay. Don't you agree? Because I think I should ask this question more often, but in my opinion, I think that they should have just had Vergil instead of V from the get-go. I felt like they should have just went with Vergil, cut out this whole V storyline. Not only does it hurt the story, but it helps Vergil in terms of gameplay. Because let's face it, Vergil's gameplay is objectively better than V's gameplay.
Mm-hmm. I actually would agree with that, and I'm sorry to my boy Ijima. Ijima's a very good V player. He actually knows how to utilize the character in ways that most of us, wouldn't really think of. And so, in my opinion, I think if V was completely cut from the story and it was just Vergil, yeah, it probably would be a little bit better, simply because I think Vergil as a villain, it just works. It just works so greatly. DMC3 Vergil, to me, as a villain, is extremely iconic. And so to see this corrupted version of him in 5 and to think of what else they could have done with him in his corrupt state would have been really, really neat. I mean, he could have done something fucking dark as fuck, I don't know. Plus, in terms of gameplay, he would be in the base game and he would have maybe his own set of missions. For the first time in DMC, you could play from the point of view of the villain. Wouldn't that be kind of neat?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I would love Vergil to be as a playable character, is because you get that certain side. But because they did this whole weird thing where they're like, oh, let's split him into 2, apparently, they kind of ended up not taking a lot of what Vergil worked in DMC3, and they just kind of threw it out, and they were like, oh, but new thing,
I do like V as a character, though. I kind of wish they made V a separate character, but they obviously they didn't go that route. So, I do like V in terms of lore. I think it's interesting.
Well, okay, here's my question to you at least. What character development was really made, or what character chemistry was between him and any other character that you couldn't have just done, if not better, with Vergil?
That's actually a good point, to be honest. um, yeah, it actually probably all could have been done with Vergil, now that I think about it. Damn.
It's just something to think about.
Damn, that shit hits differently. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. You got me there, honestly. Man, like, I didn't really think about that, which is kind of ridiculous, but it's probably because I don't pay much attention to 5 versus the other games.
Yeah, no worries. Like I said, it's just a question. It's not meant to be like a super hardcore gotcha. It's just something to think about. It's something that I've thought about.
Sure. I don't think you got me at all, like in terms of like, haha, you made this guy look stupid. No. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. V becoming Vergil to me was completely obvious, but to some people they're like, what? Yo, V was Vergil the whole time? I'm like, wow.
Plot twist, nobody saw it coming. Whoa.
I'm like, wow, you didn't read his lips when he went into Dante's shop? Like, toward the end, once they cut it out, and he's about to say Ver? Like, really? Okay.
But totally, we wouldn't have known. He could have been talking about vegans, you know?
Sure. Like, come on, you didn't tell me when you heard Urizen talk for the first time and he's just like, you're both useless and human. You can't tell me that's not Vergil, bro.
Yeah, that totally wasn't Vergil.
Vergil hates his humanity side. Also, I'm looking at this article about DMC6 and wow, there is like nothing here.
Yeah, I know. That's the frustrating part about the article is that it said, "What DMC6 coming soon?" And then you click on it and it's just like, well, we don't really have anything. And it's like, oh.
DMC6 coming soon. My ass. We're gonna have to wait another 10 years. Watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a while. I just
honestly, as much as I would want DMC6, I would personally love to see a second reboot game.
Hey man, we did it! We got him. We got him, boys.
Get me. I've been talking about this ever since I played it back in 2013, bro. Like, I would love to see a second reboot game, and it would be so fucking neat. Granted, I didn't know about the original series at the time of me saying, "Oh, there should be a second game for this." I didn't find out about the original Devil May Cry until about a year later, which is kind of funny, but it's true. Then I didn't play the original series until it came out on PS4, the HD collection in 2018, I believe it was. So that was when I played the HD collection on PS4, and I fell in love with the original series. But I went back and played the reboot once I was done playing the original series all the way through, because I said in order to prepare for 5, I may as well play the reboot too. So I played the reboot, and then I was like, why didn't they, why wouldn't they continue this one as well? Because honestly, I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think it's a hell of a story. I think it's fun. Personally, me personally, a lot of people don't like Dante in that game. I think Dante is a fun-ass motherfucker. I think he's funny as fuck. I'm just watching this game, and I'm like, bro, this is like me when I just don't give a fuck type mood. Like, this is him. Like, this is it, bro. I love the way he's just like, fuck you to everything. I think it's so funny. I'm laughing my ass off the whole time I play through the game, honestly. I like how Vergil in that game, I think it's funny. I called him a fedora-wearing neckbeard because it's funny.
Oh my god, that would fit perfectly for Dorian Electra. Oh my god.
Yeah, I honestly would really like to see a reboot too. And original fans would probably hate me for that, but I don't give two shits, dude. I will send you the gif of Dante punching the bouncer and writing "fuck you" on the clipboard. There you go. That's what you get. So, yeah, I would
reboot 2 though. Okay, here's my stance on it. This is gonna shock you. Okay. The guy that owns the reboot server, Doesn't really want a DMC2.
Wow.
Okay, so hear me out.
That is shocking. I am shocked by that, but also it kind of makes sense why someone wouldn't want that. Simply because the game's already great. Why would you make something else? You know?
Well, not only because I think it stands alone on its own thing, but even if we take all the other like opinions and stuff out there and just looking at these Soul games, I think it would just make more sense if they were just to take ideas from the reboot, like maybe even characters, maybe even bring the same voice actors as like cameos or something like that, and just build like a good example of this is Vergil in DMC5, right? The DMC5 Vergil may not doppelganger may not be as good as the reboot's doppelganger, but this is a very good step in the right direction. That means we're taking ideas and influences and shoving them into like an interesting and more, I don't want to say more open and more accessible to people as well. So, like, I would love to see, like, Aquila as one of Dante's weapons, or I'd love to see, like, Osiris or, like, one of the other weapons for, like, Nero. I want them to use and take story ideas and maybe even have Ninja Theory work with them, but I just don't think a Reboot 2 is worth it because I think it would just, I think it would divide up the games more so than it already wanted to be. And I don't think Capcom wants the games more divided up either, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Whoa, what the heck? Sorry. You know what would be super neat? And you can call me just a complete fucking whack job for this, and others can too. I don't give a shit. What would be really neat to me and just kind of fun, just like a fun theory, just a fun idea. A DMC multiverse where the reboot universe and the normal and the regular universe crashes together. I think that'd be super fun.
Yeah, I would totally be down with that, though. I'd love to see... I definitely would be interested to see, like, a Dante multiverse, into the Danteverse.
I would love to see the interaction between those two characters because they're so different. You know, I could see Reboot Dante being like, "The fuck do you want? Get the fuck out of here!" And then regular Dante is like, "Hey man, you can't use language like that," or something like that. Just something funny, you know? Like, "Whoa man, you kiss your mom with that mouth?" And then Dante just being like, "My mom's dead." I don't know. Like, I think it would be so fun to see the interaction between those characters. Reboot Vergil though and normal Vergil though, kind of
they would get along though.
Kind of scratches my head a bit because they ended up in the end being the same character. Just Reboot Vergil being more broken than the other, like mentally, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way the reboot ends, it just ends like DMC3, you know, in the end, basically. You had this great plot and a great setup going on at first, and I was like, damn, this is different. You know, after playing the HD collection, I was looking at the plot, and I'm like, yeah, this is totally different. It's cool, because that was their goal. And then it ends just like DMC3 with Vergil going to the, you know, fucking limbo or whatever the hell it is, and or hell basically, and then, you know, Dante staying in the real world. So I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, and it's really interesting now, more so than ever. The opinion of the reboot has very much shifted. Because, you know, as soon as it came out to around the time there was no announcement for DMC5 yet, a lot of people were starting to think that the reboot kind of killed the franchise. And because of that, a lot of people had a lot of ill will towards the reboot. But now that DMC5's out and it seems like the original series is continuing, a lot of people are really chill for it. Example, there was one tweet talking about Dante was trending on Twitter, and somebody posted Reboot Dante and said, hey, what if we got this Dante in Smash rather than the other one? And there was just a lot of positive comments, which was really surprising, of them saying, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, who cares? I liked it. And I was like, damn, it's interesting how much of an opinion has shifted. Like, I guarantee you there wouldn't have been such a thing as a Reboot Discord server back when it first released versus now, you know?
Oh, hell no. I don't think the support back then, the reboot did not have the support back then like it does now. Not even close. People, obviously, like you said, had more resentment toward the game than joy. But also, the game didn't perform as well on consoles as it did on PC. So that also is kind of a factor that kind of turns people off as well, because it's like, why would I play this game that's at 30 FPS when I can go back and play, say, DMC3 or DMC4 that runs at... Did it run at 60? Did DMC4 run at 60 on PS3 and Xbox?
I think so. Here, let me look that up.
Yeah, because just, little stuff like that. People can be nitpicky, especially in action hack and slash games that rely on style meter and, stuff like that.
Yeah, it runs at 60 FPS.
Yeah. So, I mean, just little stuff like that might turn some people off too. But, yeah, one thing I still question to this day, why in the fuck would you not bring the definitive edition on PC, bro?
Dude, I wish I knew.
It still bugs me to this day, because I'm just like, bro, I want to get this game on PC. I don't want to turn on my PS4 anymore. Like, that's why I was like, hey, Blue Devil, should I get it on PC? He's like, no, stick with the definitive edition. I'm like, why though? I see all you guys on PC, and they're like, that's just because we don't have PS4s anymore. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah. I'm just like, man, I don't know. I even asked him, like, does the PC version have a trainer on it? He's like, no. I don't know. I've seen programs that are trainers on that game on YouTube and such, but maybe they're like just so fucking old that they don't work anymore or something. I don't know.
Oh, wait, the training room isn't on PC?
No, I'm not the training room. I'm talking like a trainer program.
Oh, a trainer program. Okay, never mind.
Or like some kind of cheat table, something like that. I like stuff like that where you can like customize just little stuff like unlimited health, or get rid of the timer, disable timer and that sort of stuff in Bloody Palace, which I think you can already do, right? The original game? I don't know. But yeah, that is another thing I wish you could do in normal game Bloody Palace is disable the timer without the use of outside programs.
Dude, I wish I can do a lot of things in DMC4. I wish this special edition actually added things like things that the reboot DE had, Dude, I wish there were things that were in that were transported into DMC5 with the, the must style mode, all the other stuff as well.
I'm going to say this, though. Definitive Edition is the greatest definitive / special edition, whatever you want to call it, to release in terms of content.
Yeah.
It's so... Even down to the most minuscule detail, they fixed it, from lock-on to must-style mode. Nobody would think about that shit. And the reason for must-style mode is that way people can make their combos and just wait for their style meter to go down, when they actually want to try and make a combo. I feel like they were actually thinking about those kinds of players and such, instead of, oh, here's a game, here you go, and here's a few extra characters and...
Dude, they even took away the fedora, something that not a lot of people cared about, but they actually removed it just to be safe,
I don't even know why they removed that. I just kind of look at that and go, wait, why'd you remove the fedora? I always like Vergil as a fedora wearing, casual nerd, neck beard. Like, that was like the joke with me, but I don't know why they removed it. Maybe it's just because people were making fun of him for it. I don't know. But yeah, it would be nice. But I do like how in 5 there's a little bit of reference to Reboot Vergil in terms of I think hopping to different dimensions is already a thing with original Vergil 2 in like a manga or something. If I could be wrong, but I could have swore I saw something in terms of like an old like DMC3 manga where he has dimension hopping.
We back. Cool.
Yep. My dog is here now because he wouldn't shut up downstairs, so.
Hi, doggo.
Yeah, he's a puppy.
Aw.
Yeah, he's learning.
Now you have to send me a picture.
Uh-huh. I got a lot. Yeah, I'll show you. There you go. He's chilling. He do be vibing though.
What were we last talking about?
I want to say it was the reboot or something about the
Oh, Definitive Edition specifically.
yeah. Whoa, Tig, you little ding dong! You stepped on my keyboard wire. What are you doing, man? Jesus, his name is Tig. Tig.
Tig?
Yeah, he's a boy.
Aw, that's cute.
That's him right there.
Aw,
Yeah, he's a golden doodle.
that's a good puppo.
Yeah, he's a good pupper. I know what we were talking about. How like back then that there would be no reboot server because of the lack of support for the game, and then what else were we talking about? How the DMC DE is the most detailed and greatest special edition, definitive edition, whatever you want to call it.
Do you know
Ever.
what I'm truly pumped for? I'm pumped for if they re-release it to next-gen consoles and they add even more content. Dude, that would be the best.
That'd be pretty nuts. And knowing Ninja Theory, I could see them doing something like that. I definitely could see them doing, or Q-Lock, whoever it was that was behind that. I could see them doing something like that. It would certainly be nice, you know, instead of having to buy the previous gen version and then put it on there. And I want to see it come to PC though. That's like the big thing for me.
Yeah, everybody wants it on the PC. I don't understand why they would willingly deny the PC. That's kind of quite annoying to everybody, really. I haven't seen like a single person that's defended that action, except of course Jojo Wi-Fi. But
it honestly, I don't know. That's a good question, because you can't tell me they were like, oh, they saw people were using mods and decided not to release it. Like, to me, that's just idiotic. And ay, man, you can't mod in a lock-on feature. Like, it would be so hard to do something like that, I think.
yeah, oh well. Gods of Capcom, please bestoweth your content upon us. Amen.
Yeah. What content? Are you gonna give us that?
Yeah, they are. Oh well.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but I don't like how Capcom sometimes goes about their business with their fan base.
I wonder.
It's sometimes, in terms of especially Devil May Cry, it feels like they don't pay attention sometimes.
I wonder if it's the same with the Resident Evil series. Our brothers and sisters over there that play RE. Man, I forgot what we were talking about again. Oh, I know. About our brothers and sisters over at RE that play the RE games. I wonder if it's the same thing with them. Do they feel left behind as well? You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wish DMC5 Vergil when he comes out. And I know I'm probably not going to get this. I hope we get Air Stinger.
Oh, really?
I want my Air Stinger, bro. I love Air Stinger.
I know it's not as well in the air without DT. With DT, it's insane. So, I do also hope for Air Stinger. Air Stinger is pretty cool.
I like this though. You can use Judgment Cut End without Devil Trigger. That's nice. I like that. That's sick as fuck. So pretty ecstatic about that. So it seems like they're trying to. So there's a couple things that have me hopeful. Like certain moves you don't have to use in Devil Trigger. So it seems like they're trying to go for, hey, we probably shouldn't try to make this character so limited to Devil Trigger. Where, like Trick Down, you can't use Trick Down with normal Vergil in DMC4. You have to go Devil Trigger for that. Or his dodging evade where it's a roll. I wouldn't mind that. You know, who cares? It's a roll. He's normal form, big deal. But I feel like they're going to give us some sort of side evasion that's going to be like a trick to the side to side. So that would be kind of nice.
Yeah. I wonder how DMC5 Vergil will really be. That's the question. Will this be as good? Will this be as bad? I don't know. All I know is that I'm not getting it for stupid ray tracing. Or I just wish LDK... Wait, is LDK in turbo mode coming to the original Xbox One and PS5? I mean PS4?
No, I don't think so. I think it's literally just Vergil. However, I don't know if you noticed, but on the Steam page for DLC, there was like 7 DLCs added.
Really?
There was 7 DLCs added. I forget. My friend Slavy found that, and he... Let me see if I can find the link. If not, I'll just ask him to send it to me again. Oh shit. Why the fuck does he have to be streaming right now? So now I can't...
Goddamn entitled streamers.
I don't know why there would be 7 DLCs though. And someone was like, oh, one of them's Vergil, another one's probably Blue Orbs for Vergil, another one is probably this for Vergil, and the EX taunt, and I'm like, okay, but that's only 3. You know, you got to take into account the other ones too. I don't know. It's just something I'm kind of theorizing with. I could just be, you know, over-exaggerating it as to what it is. But why would you make Blue Orbs separate for Vergil? That just makes no sense to me, you know. Someone else said EX costume or something like that. I'm like, dude, we already have the EX costume pack for V and Vergil. That makes no sense. Why would you add that again?
Yeah, that's true.
So, if you ask me, it might be... It could be the extra stuff from Special Edition coming to PC because it can handle it, you know. It could be. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but it surely would be pretty nice to see LDK. I thought I saw someone on Twitter was modding an LDK mode into DMC5.
I heard that it's hard though because there's like a limited amount they can do, right?
Yeah, it is probably really hard because, I mean, you can only do so much with mods.
I am the storm that is approaching.
Okay, can I be honest for a second? I'm getting tired of hearing that song. Like, I love that song. It's fucking glorious. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It suits the character. I love it. To fucking death. But my god, man. People are overplaying it to hell.
Dude, that's the same problem that I had when DMC5 was coming out. Literally when DMC5 was announced, non-stop, every combo video from like after the like first few months were just all Devil Trigger, and I got so sick of it where I wrote like a very angry comment to like somebody that had Devil Trigger that didn't have it play once, not twice, but 3 times throughout the combo, mad. And I was like, okay, dude, this is I gotta tell him, dude, this kind of sucks, blah blah blah, I can't take it, this is really stupid, fuck off, or something like that.
Yeah, it's... Ay. Yeah, especially after seeing, I'm not gonna name names, but a certain player use that song, it's kind of just made me go, like, no, dude. He's... I don't want to name names, but in summary, he brands his gameplay as stylish gameplay, and it's terrible.
Please tell me. You gotta tell me now, because you're leaving me in suspense.
Can't even do a single fucking jump cancel.
Oh, now I gotta really know.
Yeah. And I try to stay out of DMC drama. In fact, I stay out of it entirely for the most part. But there is just something about this guy. He's a fucking clout chaser to all hell. And Ay, man. Just I try to stay out of that shit, but oh my god, bro. This guy's combo videos are like straight up. They take forever to watch, and I mean forever to watch.
Really? Huh.
Yep. And I just remember someone was like, "Yeah, he's one of my favorite players right now." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like the guy, like there are players tenfold better than him, guaranteed. You can watch anybody.
Well, now you gotta tell me, man.
It's Ransom Seraph.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yep. And I at first was like, nah, dude, like, you know, I'm basically done being friends with you, blah, blah, blah. And then he kind of, you know, started, you know, saying, like, how could you take their side and blah, 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 and just kind of guilt-tripped me. So then I was like, okay, man, I apologize. I actually did apologize. And so he started trying to vent to me. He types these big old fucking paragraphs. And I'm just like, fuck, man. You know, this is way too much. You're being so over dramatic about this, in all due honesty. And just all because someone didn't promote your video in the red server. Big fucking deal. You know?
Damn, really? He's...
So
Speaking...
I haven't talked to him since. I never responded to one of his DMs, and I hope I can just keep it that way.
Damn. Hardcore.
Well, I don't really have anything against him aside from he's a clout chaser who always is trying to just get views. And there's a few people I can say that about in this community as well, but I'm not gonna go into that. You know,
Damn, calling me out, damn.
Not you ding dong. Jesus Christ. I've seen people so, you know, not much different from Ransom. The difference with Ransom is that he spams his video constantly and tries to get people to promote it all the fucking time, whereas other individuals are just like, oh, the numbers on this video weren't very good. Oh my god. Views aren't everything in this community, dog. Like, it's a fucking DMC style community. You have any idea how niche it is? It's not like you're some big time Call of Duty player, okay? Like that's the way I look at it. You know, it's like big fucking deal. Get over it.
Yeah, like DMC, I think will always be a niche. I doubt, like, if there's a way to focus more, maybe if they focus more on streaming. Live game as a service, and maybe a bit more on story. Then maybe they could get into the mainstream. But I doubt it. I doubt Capcom has that drive to do it.
Yeah, I remember JoJo Wi-Fi one time said in this video, it's nice to see DMC getting into that mainstream spotlight. And I'm like, I'm going to be honest, if DMC becomes mainstream, I'm going to fucking hate it.
Yeah, because then we're gonna get a ton of kids coming into the server, and then they're gonna be like, whoa, fuck, oh wait, that's me. Oh fuck, I just called myself out. Anyway, but point being, like, as soon as it reaches the mainstream, I guarantee you people are all gonna praise Donguri even more. Make that guy have even more.
Donguri is the greatest player ever. Can I be honest with you guys? Donguri had his heyday back in Devil May Cry 4. Okay, he is a fantastic player. He does really awesome stuff. Devil May Cry 4 is obviously his heyday. Okay. DMC 5 was, I don't know if he got burnt out. I don't know what he did. He really dropped off really fucking fast. He really did. I hate Donguri fans. And Donguri, I don't even think likes his fans that act like that.
No, he does
at all.
Funny thing about that, Blue Devil actually confronted Donguri and said, dude, your fans are toxic as hell. They need to stop. And then after going back and forth for a while, Donguri was like, okay, I need to make a message. So he wrote in the description, essentially, like, guys, you shouldn't be so toxic. It's kind of absurd. Please don't be toxic. I've seen you guys act like this so much. It's really just hurting the community overall. And then finally, his fans have calmed down after that, but it took such a long time for him to actually address it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's absurd the way they act. I remember I commented on one of Smoke's videos, and Smoke is also a good friend of mine. I really like Smoke, and he posted this Cavalier Angelo fight, and I was like, yo, this is like the best Cavalier Angelo fight I've ever seen. As soon as I put that, I instantly got fucking attacked by goddamn Don Giri fans and some other guy. I forget his name. I think it started with like a K. But he's like a Nero. I think he's like a Nero player. I don't know, but they're like, no, he has the best boss fight I've ever seen. I'm like, guys, chill the fuck out. Okay, holy shit. They're like, yeah, he even took damage. He even took damage. It's not the best fight. Not the best fight at all. I'm like, guys, the way he uses moves and the way they flow, you know, it's really smooth. He doesn't pause at all. He's not wasting any moves at all. You know, he's not just randomly doing a stinger for no fucking reason. Yeah, the way that's what I look at. I don't give a fuck if you take damage. If you can mix moves together and make a beautiful flowing freestyle and or combo, guarantee that was improvisation, by the way, for that boss fight. It's solid to me. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Like, no damage isn't everything. It's really weird to have people that solely think, oh, no damage is automatically God tier, but that's not true. You can still have, like, good gameplay, but, or no damage, but that doesn't necessarily translate into good gameplay. I don't think, like, a lot of the mainstream DMC fans understand that. There's a lot of things mainstream DMC fans don't understand, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hold on a minute. My buddy was like, what are you doing tonight? He kept calling me. I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of something.
It's very important.
Yes, it is. It's important to me. I always like talking to Splinter.
Hell yeah.
I always enjoy talking to you. I think it's I think we get shit done here. Like, we actually talk about good shit. And you know, anything. Media, life, whatever the fuck, don't fucking matter. DMC is obviously kind of the pinpoint of me, the main point of me anyway, but I mean, I do other stuff too. I mean, shit, I started replaying Sonic Adventure 1, and I've had a whole change of heart. I
Really?
think, you ready for this?
Uh-oh.
You ready for this? Are you ready? Because I don't think
Okay.
any of the Sonic fans are ready for this.
Oh boy.
Sonic Adventure 2 is the most overrated Sonic game on this fucking planet.
Damn.
Yup, I said it. I fucking said it. You guys can hate me all you want, okay? People are like, Sonic Adventure 2 is the greatest Sonic game ever made. Yeah, it is amongst the greatest. I'm going to give it that. Absolutely. I love that game. However, Sonic Adventure 1 is superior. And people are like, yo, you can't say that. Sonic Adventure 1's outdated. My boy.
Yeah, it has Big the Cat, man.
My boy. Sonic Adventure 1 has 6 gameplay styles in total. 5 of them being enjoyable, by the way. 5 of them actually being good. Big the Cat is... We're not going to talk about that, but...
Come on. The fishing game? Come on, man.
Come on. Who doesn't love fishing, right?
Yeah, who doesn't love fishing in video games? You just sit there and wait there for a little bit. Come on. Entertaining gameplay.
Not only that, you have 5 good gameplay styles. Okay, you got Sonic's, you got Tails, who isn't in a mech, by the way, the entire time shooting shit. You've got Gamma instead, whose levels mix well with him better, and that style of play much better than Tails' ever did. Tails' are far too, Tails and Eggman, I should say, from Sonic Adventure 2, are a bit too, how do I put this? Linear and straightforward. You know, it's just, you walk through a hallway, lock onto everything and blow it the fuck up. Like, it's boring. You know, whereas in Gamma, it's like, oh, if you round this corner, you better be careful, that sort of thing. Or, you know, there's these different platforms you should jump on in order to, you know, get to the other side, whatever. It's just, it's a little bit better, in my opinion. I think it's integrated better. The radar and Knuckles missions on Sonic Adventure 1, which is looking for the pieces of the Master Emerald, is better. It's not a stupid gimped radar like in the second game, where it's like, oh, you're right above it, but I'm not going to tell you that. You're right above that piece of the emerald, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah, making you have to basically start from scratch each one you pick up.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's so annoying. SA1 also has like a better variety of music, in my opinion. I think the soundtrack is better overall from Sonic Adventure 1. The art style is a little bit better. Like the humans are a little more anime. I feel like in SA2. I mean, obviously when you're playing the game for SA1, the game is old, guys. The humans are going to seem very low poly, fucking, looking kind of strange, but at least they're a little more anime, which is kind of how Sonic should be versus more realistic. The only game I've seen actually have like a realistic looking Sonic that actually makes sense is Sonic 06, which is a terrible game, but the graphics are beautiful. What else is there? Oh, yeah, SA2. I hate the control scheme for Sonic and Shadow. I think it's terrible. Why the fuck would you have somersault on the same exact button that spin dash is? It makes no sense. Like, it's terrible. The fact that I have to stop in a standstill position and then do a somersault in order to knock over some boxes or get under a pathway that I can't, just jump over, I think it's stupid. I hate it. What else is there? Oh yeah, the enemy arc. The villain's arc in SA1 is done better than the villain arc in SA2. Sure, you got Shadow, who is awesome, but he's an anti-hero, okay? You'd think he'd be the main villain, but he ends up not being. Instead, we got a stupid-ass fucking big-ass prototype lizard called the Biohazard, which is a prototype of the ultimate life form, which was what Shadow is. It's a prototype version of him, basically, that can use chaos control and stuff. It's just a giant lizard, and it comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, it's within the arc. Oh, look, now it's on the arc. Hey, it's attached to the arc. It's going to blow up the Earth. And it's like, where the fuck did this come from? Where did this come from? And they're just like, oh, it's the prototype of the Ultimate Life Form project. And it's like, that doesn't tell me anything. Whereas in Sonic Adventure 1, they talk about this ancient god named Chaos who, would wreak havoc on the Earth because of the negative energy of the emeralds and blah, blah, blah. And it's a sticking theme throughout the game. It's an arc of a character, and you can actually see Chaos's character development even in the flashbacks and stuff. He's interacting with the Chow, and he's saving them. So, like, you can see kind of Chaos's motive and why he's pissed off. That's what I love about it. It's pretty great. What else is there? Oh, yeah, open world. I like hub worlds, okay? I like hub worlds in Sonic. I think they work out great. So, yeah. The shoes, personally, I like the shoes in Sonic Adventure 2 better, but some people are like, oh, the original shoes are better. No, I like the soap shoes, bro. They're sexy as fuck. The animations at the time are good, even though the way the mouths move are really weird. I'm talking like in-game animations though, like when you're just running or doing a spin dash. Those animations were fucking stellar for the time. The talking animations for the story are really silly though. The characters look like they're like, I don't know. You ever see those Resident Evil 2 like modded like memes where their mouths are moving at like their mouths are like moving hella wide and their face animations are all fucked up because they're like,
yeah. I've seen some of the cutscenes in Adventure 1. Yeah,
it's kind of like that. Not to mention some of the voice acting is cheesy. Like when Sonic goes, "Oh no, Eggman," and then pauses a second and goes, "Ah," like it's yeah, it's kind of poor.
You back?
Yep, I'm here. Anyway, so the animations for SA1 are really, really awesome for the time. The way the water looks in the game is absolutely amazing for the time. It's fucking nuts what they did with the water. Like the way the water looks and such in the game, it looks so good. Your villain is literally a water god, so it makes sense why the water would look so good for the time. So that's what's really cool. Plus, in my opinion, this is a little nitpick, but I think Open Your Heart, which is the theme song to Sonic Adventure 1, is way better than Live and Learn.
Ooh.
Madge Killer would disagree with me, and he would probably kill me, but I don't give a shit. So, yeah. Open Your Heart is better than Live and Learn. Now I'll get into like some things that I kind of wrote down about SA2. It only has 3 gameplay styles, therefore less content. You got your speed character, you got your emerald hunting character, and then you got your mech character. That's 3 styles, okay? Sonic Adventure 1 had 6, okay? You had Sonic, which was speed sections. You had Tails, which was a different type of speed section in terms of you were racing against Sonic. However, you could fly and get to platforms that you normally wouldn't be able to like before. So it really complemented Tails really good. Knuckles was the emerald hunting character, which was done way better. The layouts of the levels are done better, and your radar is much, it functions better. It's smarter. The gamma levels are the kind of shoot 'em up mech stages, but I feel like they complement better in that sense. Instead of it just being a bunch of straight linear hallways, it's stairs and curves, and let's take this platform up, instead of this one. It's different. There's variety to it. Amy is kind of like a game of tag where she's got this kind of this mech, this robot chasing after her, and basically you just have to, it's keep away. You have to try to keep yourself away from the robot. She can knock it out and stun it with a hammer, but other than that, it's basically just trying to run away from the robot. So to me, those are the 5 styles, and those are much more enjoyable than just 3. So there's more variety in it. Shadow's levels are better than Sonic's levels in my opinion. That's just me. But I mean, I feel like the way they map the control, it's like you have so many buttons and you chose to put multiple functions on the same button. I don't understand that. And then the emerald hunting stages are way too big on SA2. Like I remember I forget the name of it, but it's on the Ark, and you have to find, you're in this like asteroid field, and it's fucking huge for the time, which is cool. It's huge, but for a stage like that where you're having to fight emeralds and look through every single nook and cranny is really, really annoying. So I remember one time it took like, it can take some people up to like 45 minutes to complete that stage. Just because of how large it is. It's absurd. I think the way the humans look in the game are pretty gross. They're really like low poly, more realistic looking. I think it's kind of gross. I'll give SA2 this though. It does the Chow Garden better. From what I understand. I never really cared for the Chow Garden because it's optional.
Oh,
but
there are people out there that definitely care for the Chow Garden, though.
yeah, for sure. And everybody says it does it better in SA2. So I guess I'll just go with that since I don't exactly know, let alone care about it. The enemies arc kind of got ruined. Like, Shadow should be the main villain, not this random bile lizard that comes out of nowhere. Like,
But Big Lizard do the space rocks and...
yeah, it's stupid. Like, I don't like it. I don't like how the bile lizard comes out of nowhere. It's retarded. What else is there? Sometimes the motion capture in the cutscenes is kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I just watched some of it and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I don't know. It just looks kind of weird. And it's probably because of the way the characters are designed. They're not human-like. They're animals. So, I mean, it just looks kind of awkward. Live and Learn is an overrated song. And, what else? Oh, yeah. It basically was one of the last games before the Dreamcast died. And when Sonic Adventure 1 came out, the Dreamcast rose in sales. So...
Really?
Take that. Yes. It rose in sales a little bit. Not much, though, because it's the Dreamcast. It's not a good console. So... yeah, that's my take on the whole Adventure series. And people were like... I remember I posted on Twitter, I was like, yo, hashtag Unleashed for PC. Because in my opinion, if Sonic Unleashed came out on PC, it'd it'd be the best, hands down.
Yeah, would be the... Well, that depends how the PC version would change. Would it be more like the Wii version or the Xbox? I assume it would be more like the Xbox, though.
They would do the PS3 and Xbox version. That's what they would do. Except the advantage would be it runs at 60 frames a second constantly, and it it works out beautifully. Plus, you can use aesthetic mods, so you could play as like Shadow and Sonic Unleashed. Some people do that. They've made mods for like emulators and stuff. I have an Unleashed emulator, but it's iffy because there's certain sections where the frame rates just drop so badly because it's an emulator. It's not like the final game, so it's not as optimized as well. But yeah.
Which one would you prefer, Sonic Unleashed or Adventure 1?
Definitely Unleashed. Definitely Unleashed. I like boost gameplay. What I like to see if I saw a remaster of SA1, I would hop on that shit in a heartbeat. I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm on board with this. Yo, fuck Unleashed. Give me that Adventure 1 remake. Like I want to see that. I'm dying for that shit. In fact, there's an announcement they're doing potentially on December 2nd, and some people are speculating it's a game, but also with the way some of the other announcements are looking, like someone is having one at some point, I forget, but they're doing, it just seems like a lot of merch and, wallpapers and just little stuff, and it's like, God, I hope Sega doesn't fuck this up. Honestly, I have so little faith in Sega anymore. Their business decisions are so poor, dude.
Yeah, they're like one of the worst companies in terms of how they deal with like games. I don't think like Sega's ever coming back in a big way like it did back in the
Okay.
What was it, the 90s?
Yeah, let me rephrase that actually, because Sega is doing fine with Persona and what is it, fucking Football Manager or whatever simulator. I guess that game's doing really well. Those two games are... Oh, and Yakuza. Yakuza's doing good. Like, that's 3 major titles, okay? Because of those games, Sonic is now in 3rd place as their top priority as a major title. And that's what's sad. Persona surpassed Sonic, and then Football Manager surpassed Sonic. So those 2 games are like in front of Sonic in terms of their priority, which is really, really sad to see. And the way they've handled Sonic is so poorly. Okay, so like they came out with Unleashed. It was a huge success, despite some criticism with the Werehog that some people don't like it, but I love it and a lot of others love it. But the Sonic fan base, they can never seem to make up their mind whether they love something or not. So I never associate myself with that community much anymore. And then they made Colors, because Colors was, we should make a game with only daytime stages from Unleashed because people really like those, so they made them. It has the boost and everything. It's nothing but a bunch of daytime stages. That game sold really well. Only thing is, it's on the Wii, so it's kind of like you didn't get the fullest extent of what performance really could be with a boost game yet. Then, the next year, they came out with, on the 20th anniversary, they came out with Generations. That game was a massive fucking hit because it brought that full capability, the 60 frames a second and all that good stuff on the PS3 and 360 with a boost game. The game was faster, actually, than Unleashed. The boost gameplay in Generations is faster than Unleashed. And you have Classic Sonic returning, which at the time was a big deal. Nowadays, people are kind of sick of Classic Sonic because it's like, okay, guys, you guys are milking that shit now. Like, he's in every single fucking game now. So then for some reason, Sega was like, I'm going to go sign a contract with Nintendo and do this, I don't know how many years it was. But basically the guarantee was giving 3 games on the Nintendo Wii U, which was a terrible console, by the way. And they came out with Sonic Lost World, which isn't a bad game, but it's not good. It's kind of a redheaded stepchild because it's like if Sonic met...
Hey, me!
Yeah. It's like if Sonic met Mario Galaxy, and it's kind of weird. That character doesn't... Sonic just doesn't mix well with that kind of gameplay. Then you had... what was it? Oh, fuck. Sonic Boom.
Oh, wasn't Boom so great?
the Boom game is terrible. Sonic Boom the game is terrible. Sonic Boom the show is fantastic.
Oh, the show is
Sonic
awesome. I remember watching that when I was a kid. It still pops, especially its fourth wall breaks are really great too.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, when I first watched the first episode where someone, I think Tails said Roger that, and Knuckles says, who's Roger? And Sonic goes, oh, that's me. And I'm like, that was funny. That was actually good. And as they kept going with it, they started touching more and more stuff like, ooh, Sanemi, spicy, just funny shit like that. I love that shit. And what I love about Sega now and their whole social media, I love Sega's social media because it knows how to make fun of itself. I remember it's made fun of itself for like Sonic 06. It's made fun of itself for, say character designs or like Knuckles saying, oh no. It makes fun of itself, and that's what I like about it. Sadly, the guy who used to run the Twitter account isn't there anymore, but they're still doing a good job, honestly. But my issue with Sonic is, in the way Sega's handled Sonic, is they handled him so poorly this year. Granted, we did get the movie. The movie is fantastic. I love the movie. But... They promised, they said, Sonic 2020 is going to be the year of Sonic, so on the 20th of each month, we're going to announce something new.
Did they do that or no?
No. They didn't follow through. And I'm going to assume it's because of pandemic reasons.
Yeah, and that's probably what it is. But think about it this way, they're probably going to drop it all at once now.
That's true, and that kind of got me thinking. We were going to get something during, I think it was Tokyo Game Show. We were going to get something. And it ended up just being something for, I think it was something for like Yakuza or something other than Sonic. Just something completely different. And the problem is when people see Sega, they instantly think Sonic Team. And it's like, if you ask me, Sega and Sonic Team are kind of like, they feel like two different entities now because of the way Sonic's gone. So you basically have to, like, when you're seeing Sega announce something, you have to pay attention to make sure it says Sonic Team. That's just me. So on December 2nd, we for sure have a thing from Sonic Team, and I hope to God it's not something stupid like, hey, here's a bunch of merch and pops that you can buy.
But don't you want to buy the Funko Pops, man?
I am actually getting a couple Funko Pops for the 20th anniversary, but... I really want a new game announcement because I think that's what we need considering the disaster that is Sonic Forces, so yeah.
But doesn't Sonic Forces just have you like run in a straight line and then boost and then that's the whole game pretty much?
Yeah, you can quite literally beat a lot of the game just by holding square. That's how poor the level design is. It took 3 years of development to make that game. They claim it took 3 years of development, yet the levels are barely a minute long, and you can literally press square just to win a level. It's terrible. It's one of my least favorite games. But I'll give it this. It is sort of a step in the right direction in a sense in terms of Sonic going back to boost gameplay and going back to some modern roots. So that's a good thing about Forces. What I don't like about I do like the OC. I do like how you can customize your own character. That shit is pretty freaking cool. And the way that plays out is actually pretty neat. I don't like how classic Sonic returns. He's literally the most pointless character in the story. I don't know why the fuck he's there. And the only reason they did it is because they can say, oh, Sonic Mania is connected with Forces. I don't give a shit if it's connected with Forces. Like, he's the most irrelevant character. The fucker doesn't even talk. Like, in Generations, at least he plays a part because it makes sense. It deals with time. But in this case, it doesn't. It doesn't deal with anything that's time-related.
But Sonic Classic good?
I like classic Sonic and Sonic Generations, and Sonic Mania is a fucking gem of a game. It's one of my all-time favorites. But the way he works out in Forces, he feels like it's like, why are you here? Like, I don't like him in Forces. Plus, the way the momentum works in the game is terrible. You have to spin dash a lot instead of like Generations, where it's like you could go from a standstill and go up a hill because he gathers his speed up really fast. In this game, he like walks for like 3 seconds before he can start picking up speed. It's pretty bad. Plus, I like how in Generations there's a little bit more of this inertia sort of.
Ooh, our fancy word.
I know. I keep saying that, and I don't know why I keep saying that, but there's this momentum. I'm going to say momentum, not inertia. It's not inertia. It's momentum. You can carry momentum with spin dash. If you hold spin dash and you jump at the right time, he'll carry himself across the screen or something, and you'll get a better boost of speed by doing that. So that's what's nice about Classic Sonic and Generations. It fits with the game. Forces is just a waste of space. Now, apparently somebody's come out with a mod on PC for Forces. I didn't know people did mods for Forces on PC, because usually people do mods for Generations on PC because it's more stable, it's better, and it's easier to work with. But apparently someone's done a Classic Sonic mod, and they call it the Chaos mod, and they literally have made a Chaos Zero boss fight, and it actually looks really cool. I watched it the other day, and I was like, I'm impressed. This is what this game should have been. Because Chaos is in the cutscenes, but you don't fight against him. Yep, he's in cutscenes, he's in the lore, but you don't fight him. You don't fight him at all. It's stupid. And Infinite's a really average boss. I don't like him. It feels like sometimes he's a copy paste of the Metal Sonic boss fight in that game. It's lame. And then the final boss feels like a copy paste of the Sonic Colors final boss, which is awesome. I love that final boss.
Wait, which one was that final boss? I forget.
It's like a I forget the name of it. I know it's like a scorpion looking thing, I think. Hold on. I know it's like it's Eggman and some kind of, yeah, it's the negative wisp armor is what it is. And it's like a I'll just send it to you. But it's pretty similar in Forces. So that's the Colors one. And then this is the Sonic Forces.
Oh, this is bringing me back all kinds of memories, Jesus.
This is the Sonic Forces final boss, which is almost quite literally the same thing, but it has extra arms on it. And it's the Death Egg robot, as they call it. Which,
did you get into Sonic as like a kid, or did this come around older?
I started off as a kid. My first game was the Sonic Mega Collection Plus for the PS2, so it had everything from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, even had Sonic Knuckles, had Sonic 2 and Knuckles, had Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And you can't get Sonic 3 and Knuckles anymore in games. You can in the Steam store, but that's it. Any other collection won't have it, and the sole reason is because Michael Jackson helped out with that soundtrack, and now they can't get rights for it anymore. So that's why it's...
I can't believe Michael Jackson, yeah.
Right? So, like, if you ever listen to Ice Cap Zone, I'm pretty sure he made that song. It's pretty cool. I really, really enjoy it. That's probably my favorite track in that whole game. Other than that, it's probably Big Arms, which is the Death Egg. Like one of the final bosses in that. So, it's pretty cool. But yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is my favorite of the classic games. There's just so much content in it. Okay, Sonic 3 and Knuckles was like... It was like the first DLC, like one of the first ever DLCs in gaming history, if you want to call it that. Because you could get Sonic 3, then later on they came out with this lock-on technology. So they came out with this special cartridge, and you put your game in at the top. So you could put Sonic 2 or Sonic 3. And then you put that cartridge, this big cartridge, it's basically like a double cartridge. You put it in your Genesis, and you could have Knuckles as a playable character in Sonic 2, and you could have Knuckles as a playable character in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but also it adds more content to Sonic 3. So it not only adds Knuckles, it adds a whole second part of the story. It adds Knuckles as a playable character who has his own story. It's not like Vergil from DMC, no offense, where he's just running through the same game.
Ouch. Yeah.
And each character gets their own super form. Now, Sonic already has a super form, so they're like, well, fuck. What do we do about Sonic? Well, let's make another form. So they made Hypersonic, which has never come back because it gave kids seizures, I think. But
Oh, Hypersonic, he was so cool looking with all the little flashes.
yeah, the flashes, the sparkling lights, the multiple after images, and, you know, the big old white flashes on the screen that would give you a seizure every time you press the jump button.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love that shit. And so the reason they added that in for Sonic was so that way it gave players an excuse to go and collect stuff for Sonic again, which I like that. I wish content creators would do that now. Like, here's a whole nother form, go fucking get it, you know, or something like that. And it adds a replayability aspect. Not to mention there's a secret ending that they added too with this technology, you know, that you can now get with this game. That's why I'm like, dude, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is straight up one of the first ever DLCs to ever come in gaming. Like, it's nuts. It's like a DLC, quote unquote, but it's not. It's just like a whole nother cartridge.
Oh, man. I do miss Sonic Colors.
I wish characters like Tails and Knuckles wouldn't be retards now. Like, they just toss them in the corner and they treat them like shit. Like, Tails used to have a super form, guys. That's why when Heroes, you know, was a thing and you play the final boss, it's like, wait, we're Super Tails and Super Knuckles. Oh, they're just floating in orbs. That's kind of weird.
Oh, but orbs be cool, you know? They be vibing.
Yeah, they be vibing, though. Like, Knuckles' super form is pink, which to me is fucking hilarious. Because he's supposed to be this tough-ass character, you know.
He's secretly gay. The untold story.
Oh, for sure. For sure, absolutely. No, but it's really cool. And then Tails' super form is like one of my favorites because when you kill enemies, the Flickies also get a super form and they follow you and they attack the enemies for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's super cool. Super cool. And I wish they would do stuff like that for those characters instead of just tossing them to the side. And the thing is the Sonic fan base doesn't want Sega to forget characters, so they force them to keep them around even though they're a lesser character. Like, Shadow even got tossed in the corner. Silver got tossed in the corner.
Oh, those were so cool characters. They were like super edgy boys, and yet they were so cool.
Yeah,
Why?
like, Shadow is a shitty character now. He's meaningless. In Forces, he gets his own DLC, and that's it. That's all we get. We get like a few missions with him, and big fucking deal. Silver doesn't do shit anymore, and I hate the way Sonic storytelling is now. I think it's terrible. Like, if you think about it, Sonic Forces wouldn't have happened if Shadow didn't call Infinite a ugly motherfucker, basically, and stupid.
I would love to see those words come out of his mouth.
He basically he says something like, "You're pathetic and weak. Don't ever show your ugly face to me again," or something like that. It's like, Jesus, Shadow, you're such a fucking bully. It's like, fuck.
Oh, we definitely know Shadow is the jock. Either that or the edgy kid that cuts himself.
I'm literally just Shadow's a Hot Topic wannabe. Okay, like. I look at Shadow and I go, I'm like, dude, you used to wield guns, and you used to, like, have blood in your games. You used to say, damn. You used to say you're going straight
Where's
to hell.
Where's that damn third Chaos Emerald?
Yeah, where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald? Yeah, like, how do you go from that to don't ever show your ugly face around me again? Like, that's so stupid.
Oh, Shadow. Do you think we'll eventually get a Shadow the Hedgehog 2?
No. I think we'll get more stuff as Shadow being a playable character, but I don't think that we'll get Shadow the Hedgehog 2.
I want to see him wield guns again and have multiple branching story paths.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that actually enjoys Shadow the Hedgehog. I like Shadow the Hedgehog.
I think it's mostly because it was different, though.
I hate playing through Westopolis 10 fucking times. That's annoying as hell.
Oh yeah, they need to fix that, definitely.
But I like the gunplay. The gunplay is super smooth. Sometimes the controls can be a little slippery, but if you know your way around the levels and stuff, it's not that bad if you know what you're doing. It's kind of like Sonic and the Secret Rings, you know? Your first playthrough, it gives you a really bad taste in your mouth because it's all motion controls and it's awkward. But once you recognize the levels and how they play, like, it's awesome. And when you get these upgrades on Sonic and the Secret Rings, it is fast as fuck. Like, his animation can't even play out correctly, so it looks like he's on crack. Like he's just in the same pose but running. It's too fast for the game to comprehend, basically, so it just looks like he's on crack. It's nuts. I streamed Sonic 06 back in July, and actually it wasn't as bad as I remember it. So, yeah, I actually enjoy 06 a little bit more than I used to. So that's nice. And then Sonic and the Black Knight's great.
Really? I did not like Sonic and the Black Knight.
I like it. I like how the movement doesn't utilize motion controls. I like how only the combat does. And it can be a really, really fast game if you know what you're doing, which is really, really cool. I like the multitude of characters you can play. I like how Shadow's playable. I like how Blaze is playable. I like how Knuckles is playable. It's super cool. There's just a boatload of content in that game, to be honest.
You had that in the party mode, right? Or was that in the Secret Rings?
It was in both. The party mode in Secret Rings is a little bit different. It wasn't a duel thing.
It's time.
Sonic and the Black Knight was a duel. Yeah. And there was a couple characters in the party mode, the duel mode, that you could actually play as. You could play as Silver and Jet the Hawk, which was really cool. Yeah. And Jet the Hawk... Who is Jet the Hawk's knight? I forget. Let me see. I forget their names. Oh yeah, Jet was Sir Lamorak, and Silver was Sir Galahad. So that's what was really cool about them. Jet had,
they were in the story temporarily too.
Were they? I don't recall.
Yeah, they had some lines of dialogue. They didn't have a ton though.
Huh, I really don't remember that. That's amazing. Yeah, I like their designs. Plus, Jet the Hawk is one of my favorite characters in Sonic, as people can probably tell by my green Devil Trigger Vergil. So, but yeah, I do really, really like Jet. Oh my god, yo, I just found a picture of Silver wielding Nero's Red Queen and having his arm and everything. The fuck?
Send it to me.
Why does that actually fit well, though?
That actually looks really well.
There's another picture, too, of this. I've seen this one like a million times, and I love it. Oh, whoops. I fucked up. There.
I don't know. The blue with the red kind of looks off.
It does look kind of silly. And then there's one with Sonic as Dante. That one's kind of silly, I won't lie. But it's still cool. But yeah, honestly, Silver's Nero is pretty cool. But anyways...
Yeah, that one looks good.
My big criticism, though, for Sonic... I mean, I don't know. The story's okay. What I like about it is the way the cutscenes look. How they're, like, literally a storybook that moves and all that. Like, I like that shit. It's super fucking cool. I like Shadow as Lancelot. It fits perfectly. It fits his character. Oh, the GIF didn't work. Damn. Well, I tried sending you this GIF, and it was like a legit like animation from the cutscene. But anyway, yeah, I enjoy Black Knight a lot. And Riders. Riders is my favorite racing game. I love Sonic Riders.
Which
Especially
one
since
was it? I played the one with the zero gravity thing.
Zero Gravity is a step down in my opinion from the first one. And that's only because it's slower and it is much slower actually. There's no boost. The boost is like it's like a power-up pickup that you get, and that's how you get like your attack, you know. Whereas in the first game you press circle or B, whatever console you're playing on, whether it's GameCube or PlayStation, and you boost, and if you go up next to somebody you attack. Your tricks are customizable, so that's already better in itself, as in you, depending on which way you rotate the analog, or you know, whether you do a 720, whatever, with the like a circle motion, uh, the tricks are much more customizable, and they look way better when they're done correctly. Whereas in Zero Gravity, you just press one button to jump, and all you do is you flick your analog in one direction, and it does like a default trick for you. So the only thing you have to worry about is when to stop the analog, and so that way you can land properly. That's really about it. Other than that, I do like how Zero Gravity does the zero gravity part. You know, I think it's really neat. Going up on walls and different pathways and such, that shit's super fucking cool to me. It's just too bad it's a slow game, and it takes ages to even charge up the zero gravity, you know? Riders 1 was way faster. You had to think before you did anything, so it's kind of like the DMC4 versus DMC3 thing, I guess, or DMC5. We'll say DMC5. DMC4, because DMC3 is a different type of medium of complexity. DMC, 5 is like the zero gravity to, DMC4. Sonic Riders 1 has a little bit of complexity to it, where there is skips. There are certain areas that you wouldn't think of using for shortcuts. There is tech in the game, such as a drift while you're using a boost can give you an extra 25 miles an hour of speed, or like a 20% increase on speed. Something really ridiculous. Just little stuff like that really, really helps out the game. The shortcuts are better. Grinding on rails is way better on Sonic Riders 1 than it is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. The AI in Sonic Riders 1 is better too. It's smarter, and it actually puts you to the test if you're a casual player. Whereas in Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, all you have to do is use a couple shortcuts, and you're fucking set for the rest of the race. You don't have to worry about anything. So, plus, it kind of feels like you can play the entire game of Zero Gravity on one character type, which is speed type or whatever. You can just play it on one type, and that's it. Whereas on Riders 1, you have to think of which character you're going to use for that specific track. So, on certain tracks, a power type is going to be your best bet, and the speed type is going to be your least favorable type of character to use on that certain track. So there is a sense of thought that you have to, in strategy, that you have to go in with when racing somebody. There is actually I'm in this community. It's an underground Sonic Riders community, and they made a modded version of the Dolphin with the Dolphin emulator. And so what they did was they took little things of the game and they improved it. So take tornadoes, for example. Tornadoes are used to, fuck up your opponent and, get them to spin out for a short amount of time. However, when you use a tornado, your momentum stops when you use it. So instead, they fixed it to where you can use a tornado and your momentum keeps going. So that's what's nice. Little stuff like that. Grind rails are faster. They're smoother when you have to jump from one rail to another. The stats of the boards. So in the game, there's stats of the boards that don't reflect how they really are in the game. In the base game, most of the gear is useless. and you're not going to use it. It's like, why would I use that? I can just use a stock board and I'll be fine. Well, in this game, they actually took those stats and they put them in the game. So now there's actually an effect of this board is S tier and this board is B tier, you know? So there is a sense of strategy that goes into that as well. And they do like tournaments and stuff too. I haven't participated in one, and I haven't played an online match in a long time, but a lot of people like to do it. They've got like 6,000 members now or something like that. So it's just growing like crazy. And there's a zero gravity community too, and they've completely changed that game. I just haven't touched it yet. But they added a boost and they added some other stuff. My only problem is when you added a boost in the zero gravity, it kind of takes away from that whole zero gravity aspect. Because they also added a drift as well, which it's like, well, now there's no point in the zero gravity.
Yeah, exactly. The zero gravity was the whole thing, or the reason to drift, you know, in the first place.
Yeah, so that one isn't as popular. The Riders one, though, that one's amazing. They even do texture packs. So from your HUDs to the way your game looks even, like, they have done all kinds of stuff. It's absurd what they've done with that game. They even added more soundtrack to the game. Like, just out of nowhere,
Ooh.
one of the Bayonetta songs is playing in the menu. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, nice. Is it that
Yeah.
one that everybody uses in, like, YouTube videos?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know which one they've used in the video and YouTube videos. But there's even, I think there's Persona 3 soundtrack in there. Just there's all kinds of soundtrack in there. There's Zero Gravity soundtrack in there. There's a song by The Offspring in one of the stages, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, definitely check out. They're called the Writers Boulevard. And they've got everything in there in terms of how to get that set up and stuff. I can send you a link to their Discord server if you want to like post that in the video or something. But yeah, I like to play a lot. I've been looking for people to play with. All I've played with is Sasaki, I think his name is. I don't fucking know. Anyway, point is, I played with him and I kick his ass every time, so I don't want to. I would like some actual competition. Plus, he hardly plays with me anymore because of that. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You bullied him so hard.
And I'm not even that good, to be honest. I'm not even that good. So, there's like some people that are fucking nuts at this game and just like know it like the back of their hand. And they do like legit tournaments and stuff too. Now keep in mind, guys, this is a Dolphin emulator, so depending on where you live in terms of region is going to determine who you can play with and how smooth it will be. So say if I'm in the U.S., California, and I try to play with someone like, I don't know, I'll say Kyo, for example, from France. Yeah, it's not going to work out well. So, yeah. But they do have separate tournaments for the European crowd, and even if you're Australian, I think they do Australian tournaments as well. But if you're in the U.S., if I was to play with Splinter, who lives on the eastern side, it's not going to be as smooth if I were to play with someone from the central or, mountain time. So it just kind of depends. But it'll be smooth, just not, as smooth. It is an emulator, so it's not going to be smooth all the time. But usually in tournaments and stuff, what they do is they'll have both the players take, like, a warm-up / test round. So they just, like, go around and see if everything's working okay, and then they do the actual race. So it's pretty nuts. My only issue though in tournaments and stuff is they allow people to use Supersonic, and Supersonic has the fly type, power type, and speed type all in one.
Oh, that's not fair.
The only thing is that he can't speed boost. So in order to speed boost, you have to get 50 rings, which is pretty easy in that game. But his speed boost is really, really good, but, like, he's got all 3 types. Like, personally, I don't think people should be allowed to use that just because he has all 3 fucking types. Because you can literally use Supersonic on any fucking stage, really, and probably win the whole thing. Like, not only that, say you got a speed type shortcut at the beginning that's better than the fly type or the power type, but later on there's a power type shortcut that's better than the other two types. You could just take both and win. Like, I don't know, there's just little stuff like that that I criticize with that. Someone from that community is probably gonna, if they're familiar with that, they'll be like, well, you know, they use it for this, this, and this, and probably prove me wrong. And if so, great, prove me wrong. Thank you, appreciate it. Other than that, I just think it's a bad idea.
I joined the server, by the way. They seem very welcoming.
Yeah, they're cool people. They taught me a lot when I was sending in like speedrun and stuff. Kind of not really speedrun, but just sub 2 minute stuff. I was doing tournament legal speedruns when I post those Sonic Riders videos because I don't do like actual speedruns of this game. I wanted to do a tournament legal speedrun because I thought of actually participating in the tournament. I just haven't done it yet. So I even have a role in my server that's Riders Netplay, and we haven't used it yet because I thought, hey, what if I got a bunch of people in my server to play Sonic Riders with me? But nobody's done it, and it's really sad. So, plus I have to fix the ISO file that's in there. It's the old version. I have to get the new version in there. 1.3 is the latest version.
Do you mind if I head out and eat? It's been a long, good talk, though.
Yeah, for sure, man. Great talk. Yeah, I gotta get going on this paper. So, anyway, it was nice talking to you, Splinter. Thanks so much for having me.
Anything else you want to say to the people out there watching?
Love you guys. Look out for Combo Mad 4. I mean, what? I did not say that. There's nothing going on here.
Nice.
Yep, absolutely nothing going on here. Nothing fishy. Please don't pay attention to that. Anyways. All right. I'll see you later, man.
See ya.